Hello and welcome to the AI Cookbook Podcast. I'm Jeff. Nathan is off this week, so it's just me once again, but we'll keep going on this. So, five big stories for this week. Apple goes multi AI. The IPO arms race is on, and we're seeing a big one today in SpaceX. ChatGPT now remembers everything, and marketing goes agentic fully. That'll be an interesting one. Stick around here. Finally, Anthropic taps the brakes a little bit and see what's going on there. This, I thought, was one of the biggest news items of the day, that Apple is going multi AI with Worldwide Developer Conference, meaning they're not just allowing you to select what model is going to go under Siri, but Siri is going to go fully agentic on you, meaning you're going to be able to talk to your phone, have it book book vacations for you, buy you products, do all that kind of stuff within your environment. And people aren't ready for this. Um, what was really interesting to me is that they're going to allow this to happen through Gemini and Claude. So you can hook your Siri to either one. And now that's going to change the way that you're going to get found, by the way. So the thing to do here, if you are a business, is to make sure that you can talk to the agents, and you've got the agents can actually do the purchasing and do the scheduling and everything on your site as needed. Because if you don't do that, you're going to get passed over right away. And this is all coming in the fall, so the time to get ready for it is now and figure it out. Second, the AI IPO arms race is on. So we're seeing SpaceX go live today. It's already up 30% on the day, or 28% on the day. Anthropic announced their IPO. OpenAI announced their IPO. The real news here is that AI is actually being priced in as infrastructure, like AWS, not as a tool set. So that's where those huge valuations are coming from, and what's going on with this environment. AI is essentially infrastructure for what we're doing out there in the market. ChatGPT launched their memory. So before, memory was opted in and limited, largely a black box. Now you can actually see what ChatGPT knows about you and edit that. Having memory in your environment allows you additional context when you're using AI. The more context you give AI, the less mistakes it makes. So this is huge, being able to control your context within this environment. By the way, you can already do this in the other AI frontier labs. So this is more of a catch-up feature than anything else out there. Interesting nonetheless that ChatGPT is doing this. Okay, so now the fighting back of the SaaS companies here. So now marketing is going fully agentic with Salesforce, Attentive, and Netcore all launching agents in this week. So marketing agents for Salesforce that qualify leads, create content, launch campaigns, and optimize across channels based on the knowledge within that environment. People were doing this outside of Salesforce and bringing that in. Now that Salesforce brings that internally, this is the story, right? SaaS got hit hard when AI started coding on itself, and there's a whole story about whether SaaS is dead. A lot of us at that time said no, but SaaS needs to morph and change and bring AI much deeper into their platforms. And that's what you're seeing here. All the work and all the knowledge that they have, Salesforce and these SaaS tools have really started to really well implement that inside of the environment, so that you can actually use AI within your current workflows without changing licenses and doing a new implementation. I think Salesforce, HubSpot, big players will all be fine. Where this really hurts for SaaS is the growth in the new companies, right? Because those will be very difficult to exist. Attentive did agentic AI, where it reads engagement and intent signals across messaging channels in real time and responds. Netcore, audience agent, builds customer segments from plain English description, no query builder, things like that, allows you to personalize content and take that into the environment. What this means really is we're moving into a very, very interesting age where all marketing to us will start to get very personalized, right? and seem like it's speaking to us. That's a good thing. That's what we were shooting for since 2000, of getting this kind of one-to-one marketing that's going on. It's just now being enabled with LLMs. Bring that forward. And finally, everybody is talking out of both sides of their mouths on this one. Anthropic taps the brake pedal. So now they're asking for a possible way to halt the amazing advancements that have been made to this date. And so they're asking for not necessarily a full stop on any of the innovation, but at least a way to halt innovation if something gets out of hand, right? So it's funny that, the company building the fastest, best car is now the one shouting the loudest about the brakes. That's something to think about. But what's interesting about here is that this innovation was already outpacing humans' ability to take it on. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I think this is amazing what's happened. We just got to make sure that we don't out ski ourselves, right? Or get out in front of our skis, because this could get very dangerous quickly. I think that's all Anthropic is asking for here. So, yeah, it's been an interesting time, and every week there's more and more to cover. I think the real story that we're seeing now is AI is no longer just a feature. It is the platform. It's become the operating symbol, or the operating system for not just my business, but inside of every tool that we use. It's going public, so now the public can benefit from this, and that investment is going to go into more infrastructure to support this. And agents are now doing the work for us, and we're starting to move into this world where our consumers will start to ask our agents to work for them. So as a small business, you have to be prepared for that. Make it easy for your site to be read and be interacted with as an agent. We already know that there are more agents on the internet than humans at this point. This is going to speed up, not slow down. So if you're a small business, make sure that you have those small changes on your site, scheduling, phone numbers, the ability to transact within that environment, and that your data is structured properly so that the AI can read it, or it's just going to go on to your next competitor. So that's the whole point, knowing where to go and knowing what to do for the recipes here. That's why we do the cookbook. Hopefully this was useful, and we will see you next week.